Hello everyone, welcome back to this brand new series on Bijouisms. Yes, we are going to be revisiting Bijouisms during the series. I've already done that before in some of my series where I played around with various versions of Mocha, and I think a couple of more where we revisit the Bijouisms or revisit the basic principles of Zentangle. When we draw a tile, we tend to forget these things as we go forward with our practice. So it's important that we go back to the basics and revisit these so-called Bijouisms more often, right? So this is again a series where we will be revisiting these principles of Zentangle, what Bijou says. Yeah. So let's get started with today's session. So I'm going to be starting with the principle of savor. Yes. So let's start, and I'm going to just draw a circle just for reference sake in the center here. This is a Zendala, a white Zendala. Yes, and I'm going to, you can use a bolder nib if you have it handy. I have a very bold nib here, which is a, Identi pen. So I'm going to use it to write my letters so that they are bold enough. Yeah, you can always go with explore your calligraphy skills and write it beautifully. So I'm starting with S here, and I have put down S like this, and then I'm going to write A, I'm just writing it down simply. We will explore more of this writing skills in our upcoming sessions. Yes, how you can write in different ways or arrange it in different ways. Yes, today is the first session, so I'm keeping it simple. So I'm writing V, right? And then I'm going to write O. So I think project pack 15 was dedicated to this kind of tiles where we write something and then tangle around it and make the writing an integral part of our tangling. Somewhere it gets lost after we have tangled all around it. Yeah. So we are going to do a similar thing, but I am in this style trying to uh, give my writing a bolder look, and we will try different things as we go forward. Yeah. So now you can use your black pen or you can use your brown pen. Yeah, brown O1. It is entirely up to you. How do you want to go ahead? So let's get started and start to, first I'm going to add some Bronx cheers into center. So you can add as many as you want. If you want to fill up the entire space there, you can do that also. Like that. Yeah. And then I'm just going to start tangling. So let's connect these S bottom to top, double lines. Like this. Yeah. So once you are done with drawing these stems kind of things, I'm just going to add some petals there. Keep it simple. Simple petal shapes. You can also add the poke leaf shape. Right? So I have just drawn simple petals there. And then we will go on to the next layer. So we will basically work in circles, right? So just when we pick a pattern, we'll work this way instead of this way, right? So let's get started with our first. So I'm going to add some printums now. Let's now add some nice and big printums. Well, you can choose any tangle of your choice. I generally find an opportunity to insert this beautiful tangle in all my tiles because I find it very versatile and accommodating. Yeah, it can just about squeeze in every space. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these nice big printums next to my leaves or petals. Yeah, you can add as many auras as you feel like. So I'm trying not to leave empty spaces there, right? Again, going to add the third one. So you can add it whichever way you want. So squeezing them close to each other, trying not to leave much spaces in between. Like this. Yeah. So just take your time. Slowly add the second layer. So not thinking about the result and just enjoying the process, enjoying every moment of your drawing, of your art, of the process of drawing is an important part of Zentangle. So savor every moment of it, savor the process, enjoy the process, relish, right? So we have drawn some printums. If you want, you can just insert it inside your, you know, the letters also. So I'm just adding these leaves, some more leaves if I have spaces so that I fill up those spaces. So inside the S also I have added some. I'm adding further small ones, adding my printums a little more. So wherever you want to add more, you can go back, revisit. Yeah, I think we are more or less done. I'm adding some more printums here. Right. So let's now move on to another layer of tangles. So I'm now going to add a tangle called Echoism like this, and again go around. Right. So just ignore my V and draw inside it also. So Echoism is a tangle with cursive S. You can either connect each of them with the other, or you can just keep them away from each other, whichever way you want to draw it. I'm keeping them away from each other, but you can also draw them in a connected fashion. So using my brown Micron here, take your time. Yeah. So that's our third layer of tangles. Now since this has a kind of uneven ends, so I'm just going to add a zigzag kind of aura all around it so that I can switch to my next tangle easily. You can do away with that also. It will be kind of easy to make your transition to the next angle if you do it this way, I think. So probably now we will add some Duda, a little more line based. If you want to mix your pens, use black also in between, you can do that also. So right now I'm just sticking to my brown nib, so I'm now going to add some Duda, close lines going up to 2/3 of the distance of the previous line, drawing from both the sides. Yes, take your time, slowly do that exercise. So I am choosing tangles randomly, not thinking where, what, much. Whatever is coming to my mind, I'm just going around. Yeah, so I'll just continue in this fashion and complete my Duda. You take your own time. Remember, savor every moment, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, rest everything is not material. So continuing with the same process, almost finishing drawing my Duda. Take your time. No hurry there. Yeah. So done with that. Now probably let us add some moons here and there. Or you can also add some footlights. So footlights is a tangle which we had learned in our series on tangles by CZTs. So we can easily insert that tangle now. So I am drawing these moon shapes first all around. Yeah, then go back and ink them. You can also leave a highlight if you wish to. Yeah, a small one there. I'm going to fill it up. You can make it bigger if you wish to, entirely up to you. The moons can be bigger in size. So it happens quite often that in our process of practicing Zentangle, we somehow forget where we started from. It's always a good idea to revisit these basic things that we tend to forget with practice. So now I'm going back and adding an aura. So it's entirely up to you. You want to go ahead with crescent moon, you can do that. I'm going to add a tangle called Footlights now. Yeah. Right. Now I think I'm going to switch my nib and bring in the black Micron. Yes. Where is my black? Yeah. So Footlights is a tangle which has these sun rays, fine lines coming out of these half moon shapes. Yeah. So I'm going to ignore my O and R and just continue drawing the lines. Since it is quite bold, I'm not worried. I'm going to go over it like this. Yeah. So lots of lines that we are going to draw. Close lines. And once you have reached the end here, you can just create a triangular section there, ink it, and then start the second. Yeah. So don't push your pen much, just take it easy. I don't want very bold lines, so I want the lines to be a little thinner than generally would be. Yeah, so I'm going to continue like this. Slowly add lines all around my moons. Take my time as I draw each line. Enjoy. See the magic these lines can create. Just auras. Yes. So try to be close. Don't add too much of distance between the lines. Yeah. So this space, if you want, you can add black, or if you think that will distort your savor, probably we'll add brown there, or you can leave it as such. No problem. Yeah. You can add some more lines there and just fill up this space with lines. Yeah. So I'm going to take my own time. You draw at your own pace. You have to draw quite a few lines. Go slow. Enjoy the process. Savor every moment. Yeah. So I'm almost finishing drawing my lines here. Going around in the same fashion. Just that wherever there is an intersection but there is a writing there, I have not added ink so that my writing is clear. Yeah. Just take your time. Draw each line with equal deliberation. Don't haste up. If you're feeling tired, just get up, take a walk, stretch yourself, then come back. Don't worry if your lines are not that straight or wobbly, that's fine. Not important, not an issue. Right? So our savor, I think, is standing out. So let us now shade. So I'm just going to add graphite on one side of this brown. And probably highlight the other side or add something else. As far as these petals are concerned, I'm just going to add on one side, darken one side. Small little spaces, just go back. You can add some more petals. You can extend your printums. Yeah, so whatever you like. You can add some orbs. Take your time. So there is some space here also, so I can add a nice petal. Oh, I used my black. Yeah. So just blend it. And then you can go to the next layer where you have added the printums. So a good idea to highlight the intersections, so they will just look like overlaps falling on each other. Slowly go to each, take your time. Don't blend too much, just a little. You don't want the entire thing go gray. Yeah. So savor is to enjoy the process, savor is to enjoy the special moments, savor is to have fun. Yeah. Then we can go on to the third layer. So I'm just going to add here. You can shade it the way you want. This is no hard and fast rule. And we don't need too much of shading also. I'm just going to blend this a little. Make sure you leave the white in the center. Take your time. Going on next to our footlights. So around the moons is a good idea. Yeah. So just go around the moons with your graphite pencil. Take your time. So just rotate your tile, don't move your hands much, you don't have to. You just need to move your tile. And now go back and blend the graphite. Yeah. So you can also play around with how you write on the tile. So we shall do that in our upcoming sessions, right? So we will play around with the writings also, try different arrangements for the write-up for the Bijouism. So now if you have your white chalk handy, just highlight some of the places. Use a different blending stub if you have it handy. Blend the graphite. Yeah. So I don't think we need to add anywhere else, but if you want you can add some chalk on the other side of your leaves where you have not added graphite. You can highlight it a little. But those things are optional. If you want to give a little dimension, you can, right? So other part of your printums, second half. So this will add a little more dimension. but you may or may not do it. Yeah, so that's something to savor. If you want, you can just revisit some of the lines after adding the chalk. Enjoy, take your time, giving a slight outline to my Bronx chair also. And that's about it. If you have your GellyRoll handy, you can just redo those dots which got lost under the graphite. And we are all done. Yeah. So one more thing that you may do, you may not do, if you have your brush pen handy, then you can, if you want, add some shadows under your letters, but that's again optional. If you want, you can go back and add a little shadow like that, but I don't know, I'm not very sure if I will do that for rest of my tiles, but I'm just showing. If you want, you can probably add a little shadow there. Just a little bit, not much. That's about it. So I'm going to close my tile here, put in my chop, most important. Yeah, assign and date your tile. So today is 8th of July 23, and I shall see you with more sessions, with more Bijouisms. Till then, have a good time. Bye-bye.